Hi, hello, this is Holger from BDR Germany, introducing the Neuro Rescue skincare routine for all those clients who have problems with rosacea, cuperosis, redness, inflammations in their skin that suffer from constant redness. And the dermaceutical neurocosmetics from BDR is specialized for redness, cuperose and rosacea. So it's basically a 5-step ritual for the daily routine of skincare, and this set of 5 products really leads very quickly, very effectively to a neutralization of all the causes, of all the reasons that cause redness. So it's really the first aid for people suffering from problems with rosacea, and it's also the first choice for a continuous and for everyday skincare. The mission against redness and vascular disbalances is quite simple to explain, because quite basically everything starts with the genetic dispositions, a very weak vascular system, insufficiency in the vascular and the microvascular system. That means those micro vessels can easily go wider, can always go to a vascular dilation that already makes a visible redness. And if that comes along with a genetic disposition of a weaker fiber tissue, then we also have the problem of a lack of compression. If the fiber system around the vascular walls is not strong enough, there will be no, let's say, a compression stocking that holds the vessels back where they really belong. Now, if this disposition is already there, and then there is some environmental influences, heat, shortly followed by cold, or even UV radiation, everything that leads to a dilation of the vessels. For some people it may be red wine, for some people it may be hot, spicy food. Whenever they realize, oh my God, now I can already feel the heat coming, all that is based on a weakness of the vascular system. So when the vessel walls are not strong enough, we need to strengthen them. If the vascular system can easily dilate, that means we have to strengthen the fiber tissue. Because if we don't, then we kind of get into a circle that would never end, starting from the inflammation that is being communicated to the nociceptors. Nociceptors is nerve endings. This is also why it's called neurocosmetics or neuro rescue, because there is a neurological level that leads to the nociceptor, which is let's say a free receptor. There we have in our entire skin, there is receptors for touch, for heat, for cold, and the nociceptors, if they get the information of inflammations around, if they get the information of or the wrong communication of inflammation in the body, they will immediately transport the information back to the brain. From there goes the information to the mast cells. Mast cells will release histamine, and that again leads to a massive dilation of the vascular system. So the vasodilation causes a wrong information causes an extra, and then it just wouldn't stop. And we can see that from in young people's faces that have the genetic disposition. It starts with nice and pink cheeks, going into teleangiectasia, which is let's say very fine but permanent, visible small vessels, going into a cuperose, going into a rosacea, going into a, if we don't stop that, going into a really bad rosacea state of pustula, of rhinophyme, which is when it really reaches the nose, when it really starts to have massive inflammatory processes. And that can be stopped. That, let's say, that vicious circle, that bad, never-ending story can be interrupted, but need to be interrupted permanently. And this is when BDR comes into the game. This is when BDR, with biological dermaceutical reconstruction, starts to normalize and to calm down those inflammatory processes. When it comes to strengthening of the fiber tissue, when it comes to relaxation of the vascular system, when it comes to, let's say, to a build up of this compression stocking around the vessels, and also to the relaxation of the neuroceptors, of the nociceptors. So, BDR neurocosmetic helps to minimize the inflammatory processes on that neurological level, combats the redness, veins and heat of the skin, and stops then this vicious circle of vasodilation, inflammatory message, vasodilation, and so on and so on. How we do that is quite easy to explain, because BDR works always with a very healthy combination of natural compounds and the best of science. So this kind of hybrid cosmetics with biotechnological high-tech ingredients will go directly to the point where the misunderstanding, the miscommunication happens inside the skin, and stops this miscommunication, helps this to build up a threshold so the skin has more protective shield, so the sensitivity of the skin is changing completely. It gets more strong, more tough and more resilient. High-tech active ingredients in the highest concentration, because BDR not just uses active ingredients just for using a name. We always put, after looking at the studies, we always would put exactly that amount of that percentage of an active ingredients into each product when it's proven that with that percentage we can reach the highest and the best results in shortest time. So one of the main active ingredients is microsilver, that is perfectly chosen in the right particular size, so it doesn't go too deep. We don't want the microsilver being found in the blood, but I don't want it only on the surface. So the inflammatory processes need to be right at the border of the epidermal layer. It reduces there the inflammation. For example, there is products that will contain boswellic acid, which is such a nice anti-inflammatory natural compound, which goes deeply into those layers and also helps to get the communication right. So many biotechnological compounds, which I will talk product by product. And I can promise one thing, that BDR will deliver the fastest and the most long-lasting results possible within each individual framework of the genetic conditions of the respective skin. That means for some clients it will be very fast, very easy.
And with other clients, they will have to wait maybe a couple of weeks longer to get the perfect result. But I can promise what is possible to change, what is possible within the genetic and within the lifestyle of each person, we deliver the best results in shortest time. How this has been done is quite easy to explain. Every skincare routine starts with cleansing. And it's really a pity, it's a sin really to speak about only cleansing, as this product called Remove pH is not only a cleanser, it's a serum, it's a mask, it's a product with an immense density of active ingredients, especially suitable for inflammatory processes, for blemished skin, sensitive and irritated skin, especially for rosacea and cuperosis. This product can be used simple as a cleanser, of course. So on wet palms of the hand, we need 1-2 spritz, so the other hand must be wet. And then we can just massage it onto the surface of the skin, rinse it off, splash it off with lukewarm water, not with cold and not with hot water, basically like a soft temperature similar to the skin. And then we have a quick cleanser. But please, if you're now a beautician searching for the perfect solution for your client, if you're a client searching for the perfect solution for yourself, please take your time with a cleansing ritual once a day at least. So put the product on dry skin. There you might need 3 to 5 pumps. Then massage it onto the dry skin and leave it there for at least 3 to 5 minutes. If you find the time, even 15 minutes is fine, because the really precious ingredients need to penetrate more deeply. Here we are speaking again about boswellic acid, anti-inflammatory, panthenol, anti-inflammatory, witch hazel extract, which also balances the walls of the vessels, allantoin, which is also a calming and soothing ingredient, and of course microsilver. And this is why your client or you have to shake the product thoroughly before you're using it. There is such a high amount of microsilver inside, so it might sink down during a day, so it's always good to shake that product beforehand. My suggestion would always be apply it before brushing your teeth, before doing the dental hygiene, and that takes 5 to 8 minutes, and after that just rinse it off and splash it off. Or if you don't like too much water, then you can also just wipe it off. Yeah. So cleansing is a quite easy ritual, morning and night, to remove not only makeup. Oh, it can be even used also for eye makeup. It's a perfect eye makeup remover. Use it every day, every morning, although one might think in the morning I don't need cleansing, but sweat, slag, and so many let's say waste products will be found in the morning of the skin. There will be also dead cells, even dust mites, and everything needs to be removed. And what a cleanser also does, it opens the skin, or what a good cleanser should do. It will prepare the skin to take on all the active ingredients from all the precious products afterwards. Using a wrong cleanser always can lead to a reduction of the activity of other ingredients, as there is so often is used mineral oil, silicones, microplastics, all sorts of things that leave a layer of unpermeable, unpermeable, like a film on top that doesn't allow active ingredients to penetrate. So that cleanser is a have to have for irritated and red skin. The second product in the second step, for daily use, we recommend Reaction EP. Originally, this product was formulated for age spots and for chloasma and for pigmentation problems. anyway, that comes along very often up from a certain age. But a very well and a wonderful side effect of these ingredients is that also redness goes down. Niacinamide is, together with tranexamic acid and other anti-inflammatory soothing compounds, you will find that in high concentration in this product. And especially niacinamide is the one that has a wonderful effect, not only giving a beautiful glow of the skin, but reducing redness, that stimulates the elastic fibers to give a certain stabilization of the fiber tissue, to have and to protect the skin, to have a protective system, and to work against antioxidants. That is a product that has to be used at least one time a day, preferably in the evening. If parallel, your client or yourself have to suffer from redness and pigmentation, of course, then you might use this product also twice a day. One time per week, I would suggest to replace that one product by another product. This is an additional product that also does not necessarily come along in the monthly set, and that is kind of an extra to treat yourself. This product is called Reaction Control. Reaction Control is like, you could consider it as a moisture magnet with a soft exfoliating effect. So dead cells from the surface will be softly and gently removed. At the same time, we place a magnet for all moisturizers inside the skin. The skin will be more dense, more plump, which again also helps a lot in the fight against redness. And most people that suffer from rosacea and from cuperosis, they really have the problem that they don't accept, and they cannot use AHA acids or BHA acids, like very strong acids that are vitalizing also the vascular system. That acid that is used here is a PHA acid, so-called gluconic acid, and that would be the perfect product to then use once a week for soft exfoliation, for a desensitizing of the irritated skin, to de-stress this burnout skin, and to have this high support in moisture binding. That again would be a product once or twice a week. Leave it on for 20-30 minutes, splash it off, and then continue to the normal program. So either one of those should be in the second step. Reaction EP will be found also in the monthly package. The next product in step 3, one of the most important steps when it comes to hydration, is recharge. Recharge actually acts a little bit like cortisone, because also the allantoin, the beta-in, which is used in there, together with hyaluronic acid, brings down the stress, adds a lot of moisture to deeper tissue, stimulates the epithelialization, and promotes anti-inflammatory impact. Recharge is always used on the third step, just a drop of recharge on the entire face that can be placed very close to the eye or even on top of the eyelid, can be used for every day, every morning, every night. You could see also people that suffer from neurodermitis, that have scabs and that have problems with very dry surface. Recharge is a wonderful product. Apply morning and evening, 2 to 4 pumps for face and neck, and only in summertime when you would go on holiday with a higher ultraviolet exposure. There is a second recharge product called Recharge Sun that replaces the use of recharge when in high sun exposure. That is a product that has a repair complex, an anti-inflammatory effect, and sustainable hydration. It neutralizes 97 to 97.5% of ultraviolet rays, and that will be an additional product during those days. Especially now that rosacea and cuperosis people suffer from that hot cheeks and from that heat from deep inside. Everybody normally hates the use of sunscreen products because they're not light enough. They seem to be like an osmotic foil on top of that heat. And therefore it's quite clever to put the sunscreen into an hyaluronic acid gel, because the sunscreen will go into the skin, does not leave any lipids on the surface, so it's a perfect protection for overheated skin as well. Also a nice extra, a nice add-on would be the stem cell booster, especially when you're using the service of a BDR esthetician or beautician, because the esthetician that are trained by BDR, they have a fabulous treatment coming along for each skin condition. And also they will provide you a stem cell booster ampoule, which has a fiber booster. And fibers, you remember, are always important to strengthen the tissue as a compression stocking. Yeah, so that ampoule will always be helpful for that. And parallel, there is growth factors that will also help healing and being anti-inflammatory. Now, going back to the normal program, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth product is Relax 3. Is one like a miracle serum. It will find exactly those parts that have a problem inside the tissue. A multifunctional serum so far as it does detect the problems, as it strengthens the skin and the threshold of every skin, and it has wonderful anti-aging effects as well, so the muscles will be a little more relaxed. The regenerative processes are being boosted. But for those clients that suffer from redness, for them, most important ingredients will be the frankincense extract and the boswellic acid, will be the tocopherol allantoin, and all those ingredients that strengthen the fiber tissue and that take down the inflammations from the skin. And that is what that serum does in shortest time. People who use it love it. Every age, and especially when there's the first signs of aging, people would use it all over the face. People that only suffer from redness and the rest of the skin is wonderful, perfect, fine pored without wrinkles or any lack of fibers, then those people of course would only use it locally on the redness area. It supports very perfectly everything that leads to a strengthening of the vascular system, boosts the fiber density for a better compression, protects and restores the skin barrier, and supports the activation of all repair processes. Relax 3 is used as the same with steps 3, just a few drops of Relax 3 locally or globally throughout the entire face. And those clients that might be a little more lazy in using so many steps, they can even mix step 3 and step 4 together as one product in between the fingertips and then apply it throughout the entire face and make sure that it's distributed all over. We couldn't form one product because they are so full of active ingredients that if it was just one product, we wouldn't have neglected one of the active ingredients. This is why we had to put that in 2 bottles. And finally, after this fourth step, that of course, again, can be supported with a beautiful mask afterwards. That could be, for example, we can use an eye mask. That would be one thing right after the fourth step. Or maybe a lovely mask would also be the Refresh Gel Mask. That is also nourishing, cooling, just to treat yourself, like before going out in the weekend. Or the Stretch Lift Mask, a fabulous product because the horse chestnut extract will help cuporose skin and reddened skin to reduce redness and to strengthen also the vascular system again. Licorice, same, is anti-inflammatory and strengthens the redness. So there is plenty of other possibilities that can be added slowly but surely between 4 and 5. But for the daily routine, it's the 24 hours cream that can be applied even close to the eye, can be applied also to the neck. And that cream again substitutes the actions of Remove pH. It's called Revital pH. pH stands for pure harmony because it brings back the harmony to the face, is anti-inflammatory, aids the threshold and the stability of the skin, makes it less sensitive, keeps all active ingredients inside, and basically also stops from transepidermal water loss. So it really is important to also finalize, and even if it's just a small drop of product. This is a thing the new users of BDR, they make often the one mistake that they use too much product. You just need to use very, very tiny amounts. So when you use a cream, don't use the same amount that you're used to. Start with half of the amount, or make it more easy and start with wet palms and wet hands to apply the product. So then you dilute them a tiny little bit for the first week, before then you go in the second week for the full impact of the active ingredients. So this is the original sizes that, depending on the product and depending on if you use it globally or locally, would last at least for, let's say, 10 to 15 weeks. For a 4 weeks routine, BDR offers all these 5 products in smaller sizes, and already in the first month you will realize the redness goes down, you will see the vascular system is stabilized, and you will finally have found the right product to help rosacea and cuporose. If you're a beautician, your clients will be thrilled if you start distributing especially these 5 products to rosacea skin. And if you are an end user who had been searching for the right product to help you from inside out, that is the right choice. So congratulations to having found the right system called Neuro Rescue from BDR. Have fun and let us know about your success.